folks, my name is James. Today is Monday, May 11th at 8:47 a.m. and let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. Okay, so the futures look pretty bad, especially after the move last week. There's been a lot of volatility, I've noticed. So there's lots of these swings where you get these really green upside futures and then you'll get really bad red downside futures. So that's kind of just what we've been seeing, and I think that that's playing into the idea that we're still in kind of a bear market mode. Saw somebody mention that you don't normally see these huge market moves in normal market conditions, and they usually occur during a bear market. So $400 or $500 moves, that's not normal. We're not supposed to be seeing stuff like that. So we have a 200, almost 300 down open on the futures coming. So that's kind of rough. So when I look at the S&P, where am I here? S&P. There's this channel that's been forming. I've moved the lines a little bit along the way, but it's still a channel. So there was the massive drop, and then there's this big channel that's been forming. That's pretty bearish, I think. I think we're going to hit a point maybe where the 100 and 200 day moving averages are there, where we might actually hit those, and then it'll roll and then punch through the lower line. It did. I had the line a little higher before, and it punched through, and it just kind of curved back up and kept climbing. I think we're going to drop at some point. That's what I think, and so I'm really kind of hesitant. I want to take advantage of the moves that are going on, which are upside moves, but I still think we're going to take another leg down. But if we do, I think we'll stop here, or at the very most, we'll stop here. That line here is the actual support line of the bull market all the way back from, I think it's 2010. And it stopped it the first time, so hopefully it stops the second. I think it will. If you look at the NASDAQ, it kind of looks the same also. Big rising wedge, that's bearish. It should indicate a downside move is coming. So just be aware of that. Even though we're trending up, we're doing it within the formation of this rising channel, rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. I'm going to go real quick through these. These are stocks that I'm looking at. So I'm in space, which I bought down here, and now it's hitting up against the resistance point again today, and it's gapping down. So I don't know. I got stopped out of it last time. It hit that point and turned over and stopped me out. So I'm trying it again out of this bigger triangle, and it's hit that same point again, spinning top bar on Friday, and now gapping down. So we'll see what it does. ROKU is in this big giant triangle, but its earnings sent it back down. I nearly bought it this day, but that was right before earnings, and I don't like to hold stocks over earnings, so I didn't buy that. Then it gapped down. I got stopped out trying to buy it after the earnings on Friday, and now I'm trying to wait to see if it will find a way out of this pattern to the upside. I still think it will, even though it's gapping down now. Maybe it'll gap down and hit this lower line, bounce, and then jump up, but not with the futures the way they are. It looks pretty bad, but you never know. Sometimes you get stocks that move up aggressively even though the market's down, so give that time. OLED, same thing. It's got a really nice triangle, and then it also had earnings on Thursday, and then it got knocked back into the pattern on Friday, so it bounced out because of the earnings and then it's sent back in. So that's another one where the earnings have already come and gone, and now I want to see what it does within this pattern to see if it can get moving. Hopefully to the upside. OLED has a symmetrical triangle, which could send it either way, and it moved down into it, sure, but I still have this feeling that they're going to keep going up. That's ROKU and OLED. I think they're actually going to break to the upside. PGNY has this clear resistance point around 24.13. 24 actually exactly is right around where that is. SDGR is forming this symmetrical triangle. RMD has this really clear resistance point that's trying to get over. Not much volume coming in when it tries, and that's not the best. SAFE is forming this big symmetrical triangle. LRCX also a great big symmetrical triangle. And I've noticed whenever the markets are moving up well, the semiconductors move up well. When the markets move down, the semiconductors move down. So that particular sector is really susceptible to whatever direction the market is moving lately. Alibaba, again, a great big triangle, kind of like Roku had the big triangle. Shopify had a big triangle like that not too long ago. EXEL, this is a biotech, but it is forming this nice triangle after, I believe that was earnings there or some other report. And then the TVIX, this one I'm just watching because if the market rolls over, this thing should run up. But it will only really move if there's a lot of fear in the market. So it's got to be a really aggressive move. You can see how aggressively it moved here when things really tank. So, but it is forming this kind of falling wedge, descending channel kind of pattern. Something to keep an eye on in case the market does take an aggressive dive down. That should spike. Okay, that's it. See you next time.